Pertamax, Indonesia's premium fuel, higher price, supposedly higher quality. It's the kind of transaction that happens millions of times a day, and nobody thinks twice about it. Until late 2024, a video starts circulating.
Bahaya Pertamax sekarang nih bro. Tuh, lihat. Pertamax biru, mana birunya kayak gini nih. Tuh. Sampai hancur. Tuh, filternya lihat tuh.
Inside a repair shop, rows of cars, all with the same damage, clogged filters, ruined fuel pumps, black sediment where clean fuel should be. Stop buying Pertamax, the caption says. It goes viral. Thousands of comments, and every single one is asking the same question. What did I actually pay for?
Pemirsa, Kejaksaan Agung menetapkan 7 orang tersangka dalam kasus dugaan korupsi tata kelola minyak mentah dan produk kilang dalam PT Pertamina Persero, Subholding dan K3KS tahun 2018-2023.
For years, according to Indonesia's own Attorney General's office, some of the fuel sold as premium Pertamax wasn't Pertamax at all. It was ordinary, lower-grade Pertalite, relabeled, sold at the higher price. Not a mistake, not a supply issue. A deliberate scheme, they allege, run from inside the country's own state oil company. For at least 5 years. By the time investigators finish counting, the number is almost incomprehensible. $59 billion, the largest corruption case in Indonesian history. This is how that machine worked. Who built it? And why, even after 9 convictions, the man they say was at the center of it all is still out there. Forget the total for a second, because the real story isn't the number, it's the mechanism. 5 steps, repeated quietly, year after year. Step 1, starve the refineries. Indonesia can refine its own fuel. It doesn't need to import nearly as much as it does. But prosecutors allege that between 2018 and 2023, executives deliberately throttled domestic output on purpose, manufacturing a shortage that didn't need to exist. Step 2, force the imports. Once the shortage is real, the company has a built-in excuse: import fuel from overseas instead. And that opens the door to a completely different kind of deal. Step 3, rig the tenders. Those import contracts were supposed to go through competitive bidding. Investigators say they didn't. The process was steered towards specific brokers, specific partners, at prices well above what the market should have allowed. Step 4, blend it, relabel it. This is the part that reaches every single driver in the country. Lower grade Pertalite, quietly mixed into what gets sold as premium Pertamax. Same tank, different label, different price. Step 5, skim the margin. At every one of those 4 steps, somebody takes a cut. Investigators say one broker's network alone pulled in 13 to 15% on marked up purchases. Now multiply that across 5 years, across an entire national fuel supply. Small, almost boring steps, stacked on top of each other until they add up to the biggest financial crime in the country's history. Every machine needs someone running it. And in this case, prosecutors keep coming back to the same name: Riza, Chalid. For decades, he was one of the most powerful people in Indonesia's oil trade. Through his own company, he became one of the largest suppliers of imported fuel to Pertamina's own trading arm. He operated out of Singapore, stayed out of the press, and according to anti-corruption researchers, he was a fixture of what locals call the mafia migas, the oil and gas mafia, a network that had, allegedly, been quietly profiting off the state's own oil supply for years before any of this made headlines. This wasn't even his first time under investigation. He was scrutinized once before, over a similar case, years earlier. And he survived it, kept operating, right up until investigators say he helped build this scheme too, allegedly locking in an illegal lease on a fuel terminal at inflated prices, and he wasn't alone. His own son, Muhammad Keri Adrianto Riza, was named in the very same case, accused of manipulating a lease, colluding with Pertamina executives, a family operation, allegedly, sitting at the center of a national supply chain. When investigators finally moved, they moved hard. Executives detained, over 250 witnesses questioned, some as far away as Singapore. 18 people in total eventually implicated. Riza Chalid didn't show up for a single one of the summonses against him. February 2025, the first number comes out. 193.7 trillion rupiah, about $12 billion, already one of the biggest corruption cases the country has ever seen. But investigators keep digging, and the number keeps growing. By July, 285 trillion rupiah, $17 billion, 9 more suspects. By the end of the year, it climbs again to 968.5 trillion rupiah, nearly $59 billion, almost 5 times where it started. Every time prosecutors think they've hit the bottom, it turns out there's more. February 2026, the case finally reaches a courtroom. Riva Siahan, former chief executive of Pertamina Patraniaga, 9 years. Yoki Fernandi, former chief executive of Pertamina International Shipping, 9 years. And Muhammad Keri Adrianto Riza, the gasoline godfather's own son, gets the heaviest sentence in the room, 15 years. More convictions follow. May 2026, 6 more years for another former executive. By the middle of the year, at least 9 people connected to this scheme are behind bars, but the man the entire case was built around isn't one of them. Riza Chalid was already gone, fled, first to Malaysia, investigators believe, then to Singapore, a city he'd operated freely in for decades. His passport revoked. In September 2025, prosecutors formally requested an Interpol red notice. It took 4 months to come through. On January 23, 2026, Interpol finally issued it, distributed to 196 countries. Police say they know roughly where he is. They say his location has been mapped. They will not say which country. And as of right now, no arrest has been made. So here's where this actually stands. Nearly everyone who worked for Riza Chalid is now in prison, including his own son, sentenced to longer than anyone else in the case. The machine has been taken apart piece by piece in a courtroom in front of everyone. But the man they say built it is still out there, somewhere, in one of 196 countries. And somebody, right now, is filling up their tank. trusting the label on the pump, not knowing that refineries were starved on purpose, that imports were forced through, that tenders were rigged, that the fuel itself was switched, that a margin was skimmed at every single step at their expense. 9 men are in prison. Indonesia's largest corruption case in history has, for the first time, produced real verdicts, real sentences, up to 15 years. And somewhere out there, right now, the man they call the gasoline Godfather is still trying to figure out how much longer he can stay ahead of a red notice with his name on it.